Grocery prices just posted their steepest hike in years. Beef is up double digits. Coffee is nearing a 20% jump. Cocoa has more than doubled since 2024. And experts are saying the same terrifying thing over and over in every report. This is not the peak. This is the floor. The forces driving this crisis are not going away. A collapsing cattle herd that took decades to shrink and will take years to rebuild. Coffee and cocoa crops overseas damaged by weather that need multiple growing seasons just to recover. Tariffs adding thousands of dollars a year to the average family's grocery bill. And supply chain shocks from global conflict zones that haven't even fully hit shelves yet. This isn't a normal price cycle that corrects itself. Analysts are calling it a structural shift, a new floor that families need to plan around, not wait out. So today, we're counting down 13.
Let's start with the one hiding in your kitchen right now. Number 13. Coffee. Your morning cup is about to become a luxury item. Coffee prices have surged nearly 20% year over year in 2026. Bad harvests in Brazil and Vietnam have gutted global supply. Analysts say the raw bean market is at record highs, and retail prices are only now catching up. This isn't a blip. It's a multi-season problem. Coffee farms take years to recover from damaged crops. That means this shortage isn't ending anytime soon. Millions of Americans start their day with a cup they can no longer afford. Buy shelf-stable coffee now before the next price hike hits. But coffee is just the beginning.
Number 12. Ground beef. The American cattle herd has collapsed to its smallest size in 75 years. Ground beef that cost $4.50 a pound last year now costs over $5 in most markets. The USDA predicts beef prices could climb more than 10% in 2026 alone. Rebuilding a cattle herd takes years, not months. That means high prices are not temporary. They are the new normal. Families who grill every weekend are about to feel it in their wallets, and summer barbecue season is only making the shortage worse. If beef is already breaking budgets, wait until you hear what's happening to your seafood.
Number 11. Fish and seafood. Prices for fish and seafood are climbing faster than almost any other category. Reduced domestic catch, climate disruption to fisheries, tariffs on imported seafood. All three forces are hitting at once. Tilapia and cod, once considered cheap freezer staples, are becoming expensive. Families who switch to fish to save money are now watching that safety net disappear. There's no quick fix here. Fishing fleets can't simply produce more supply overnight. This is a structural shortage, and it's accelerating. And while your protein options shrink, your produce aisle is about to hit you just as hard.
Number 10. Fresh vegetables. Extreme weather is wrecking harvests across the country and abroad. Drought, flooding, water shortages. The USDA forecasts fresh vegetable prices could rise nearly 8% this year. Tomatoes have already skyrocketed. America depends heavily on imported produce outside peak growing season. That means a drought overseas can empty your local produce shelf. Experts warn these extreme weather events aren't slowing down. They're intensifying. Fresh vegetables, once the backbone of a healthy, affordable diet, are becoming a financial risk. If fresh produce is in danger, canned and frozen alternatives won't survive either.
Number 9. Sugar and sweets. Sugar prices are tied directly to global trade and shifting weather patterns. America imports sugar from countries now diverting crops toward fuel production instead of food. Add tariffs on top of that, and prices are projected to rise nearly 7% this year alone. That means everything touched by sugar gets more expensive. Baking staples, snacks, breakfast cereal. This is a quiet crisis most families haven't noticed yet, but it's already showing up on receipts. And if you think chocolate is separate from this problem, think again. Number 8. Chocolate and cocoa. Cocoa prices have more than doubled since 2024. Analysts say the current supply deficit is historic. Some experts warn high prices will persist at least through the end of the 2026 crop year. That means holiday baking, everyday treats, and comfort snacks are all about to cost significantly more. Cocoa farms overseas can't recover overnight. This shortage was years in the making, and it's not close to resolving. While chocolate lovers brace for impact, another everyday staple is under quiet but serious threat. Number 7. Dairy and butter. Milk, cheese, and butter are facing pressure from the same forces hitting beef. Feed costs remain high. Fuel and transportation costs keep climbing. Farmers with shrinking margins may be forced to cut production. Butter markets in particular are expected to tighten later this year. If farmers pull back, supply drops fast and prices spike even faster. This is the kind of shortage that sneaks up on families who think dairy is stable. It isn't. But nothing on this list has been more volatile in recent years than what's coming next. Number 6. Eggs. Eggs are having a moment of relief right now. Prices dropped nearly 45% year over year after the avian flu crisis. But experts warn this window will not last. Egg supplies are still recovering from losses of more than 144 million birds since 2022. Any new outbreak could send prices right back up overnight. This is a fragile, temporary calm, not a real recovery. If eggs are cheap in your store today, stock up immediately. That window could close without warning. While eggs hang in the balance, another staple protein is being squeezed from every direction. Number 5. Pork. Pork production is limited by a shrinking breeding herd across the country. Experts say meaningful supply increases are unlikely before 2027. That means pork prices, while more stable than beef right now, are on a slow and steady climb. Disease outbreaks remain a constant threat to an already tight market. Families who rely on pork as an affordable beef alternative may not have that cushion much longer. The safety net is thinning in real time. And as protein options shrink across the board, a pantry staple millions overlook is about to become critical. Number 4. Canned goods and shelf-stable proteins. Steel can prices have jumped 16% in the past year. That means the packaging itself is getting more expensive, driving up the price of canned vegetables, soups, and proteins. This is the category families lean on hardest during a crisis. Long shelf life, easy storage, reliable nutrition. But if packaging costs keep rising, even these budget staples won't stay cheap for long. Experts warn this is one of the fastest moving hidden costs in the entire grocery system. If the cans on your shelf are getting more expensive, imagine what's happening to imported staples. Number 3. Rice, ramen, and imported grains. Cheap ramen and rice have relied heavily on imports from Vietnam, China, and South Korea. Tariffs on these countries are pushing costs upward fast. Freight expenses remain elevated compared to pre-pandemic levels. These were once the ultimate backup meals for families stretching every dollar. That safety net is eroding. When the cheapest calories on the shelf start climbing, it signals the crisis has reached the very bottom of the food chain. That brings us to the 2 items experts are warning about the most. Number 2, cooking oils and fats. Fats and oils are currently one of the few categories seeing price relief, but experts caution this is temporary. Feed costs, fuel costs, and processing costs remain historically high. Any disruption to grain supply or transportation could reverse this trend overnight. Cooking oil is essential to nearly every meal prepared at home. A shortage here doesn't just raise prices, it disrupts the entire kitchen. Analysts say this category is one shock away from a full reversal. And now, the most urgent item on this entire list. Number 1, Coffee, sugar, and cocoa combined. The imported staples crisis. Every major forecast points to the same conclusion. Imported, tariff-sensitive goods are the most exposed category in the American food system. Coffee, cocoa, sugar, bananas. These are staples families have never had to think twice about. Now they are the most volatile items on every shelf. Congressional analysis estimates the average household is absorbing more than $2,500 a year in tariff-related costs. Lower and middle-income families are hit hardest because they spend a larger share of their income on food. This is not a temporary spike families can wait out. Trade policy is unpredictable. Weather-damaged crops overseas take multiple growing seasons to recover. Experts are blunt. This is not a cycle that peaks and corrects. It is a new floor.
Here is the truth families need to hear. Grocery prices in 2026 are not driven by one crisis. They are driven by a collision of forces. Tariffs, herd collapse, extreme weather, global supply shocks, each one compounding the next. The Strait of Hormuz disruption alone has sent fertilizer and diesel costs surging, and those costs haven't even fully hit shelves yet. Experts warn the numbers we're seeing right now are not the ceiling. They're the floor. The households who prepare today, stocking shelf-stable staples, shifting proteins, and locking in prices before the next wave hits, will be the ones best positioned to weather what's coming. The households who wait will be forced into impossible choices at the checkout.